Hello everyone and welcome to the second round of the 1 Hour Magic Championship. It was hosted on Los Santos 24 hours in sports speed cars. GT1 drivers were in Sultans and GT2 drivers were in the Blista Compacts. So, sports speed is, I I guess should be obviously known as the slower half of the sports class, and we have the sports A later this season. We did do this event before with slower sports cars back in October on the Los Santos 24H 1 Hour Magic Race. I ended up winning the PS3 race, while Macy ended up winning the PS4 race. And we're both returning to the third race on this track for 1 Hour Magic and Sports B. So it's gonna be very interesting to see if we can actually win again. Um, Ever since that race, the layout has changed just ever so slightly. The first few corners have changed a little bit over the course of however long it's been. Um, but yeah, so that's a little bit different. So although I don't think those corners affected anything really because they're just there, you know. Um, so we did have quite a few reserves in this round, like last round. We had JT33396 in for AJ Axel. We had Defiance Wires, who was reserving for Golub Shrekko or Matt Whalke. I don't know, it doesn't matter because Dr. Peppers was also reserving for one of those two. Ever since then, Matt Whalke has been removed from the championship for missing too many rounds consecutively, and yeah, there's nothing else we can do about that really. If you're not going to show up, then what are you doing here, right? And to start off the video from drivers' perspectives, we have ACDC, who is having many issues, I guess you can say. He's just making mistakes early on, and nothing really I can say much about that. He just didn't have that great of a race. And we're going to see he ends up taking out his own teammate, Shady Fruit. So that's, issues, many of them. He did have his famous leg issues as well because, I mean, you can tell from this takeout that there's just issues there. Unfortunately for ACDC, despite him having a lot of potential in this championship, he just disconnected from round two, and that's a huge shame because he, has the potential to possibly maybe not win, but challenge top spots at least. So now we have my start of the race. So I actually had to respawn because my car was too far back that I couldn't get to it before the Sultans had to go. So I just respawned at the second checkpoint. So I just pulled off to the side and let everyone through. And we did have a guest driver this race. We had Lloyd. He was my friend from back in the Call of Duty days when I used to do funny montages. So yeah, that's a long time ago. So he was guest driving. He won't be in any future races, although because of all the disconnections that we actually had, he actually finished in a decent position actually. With unfortunately all the disconnections that had happened. So now we're seeing some footage from Macy and the issues he's been having. As you can see, that was Nema who passed him, I think. And I think he damaged his suspension, and the way the Schwartzer kind of makes it really unbearable to drive. So, he had to go to the pit lane, fix that up, and yeah. So now that Macy has fixed his Schwartzer, he can focus on catching up to the Penumbras and Complex, Cirrus, and Jed, who are just kind of in the lead of the race, and not much else can be done about that. Um, we did have Cirrus in this race as like a last minute reserve for Berto, I think. Yeah, Berto. Um, but he had a really clean race. He got into the lead at the start, and he kind of just went with it for the entire race. Um, about 70 minutes in, you know, he was overtaking J. Luke, I think, or lapping him, yeah, and he disconnected. So that is, I think, the biggest disconnection we have ever had in this championship, which is a huge shame, but there's nothing that can be done about it. So, yeah. And Cirrus actually would have ended up winning. So, again, probably the biggest shame disconnection we've ever had. Just because he was the clear weight winner. And we'll see that, why he was the winner, in a few minutes. Uh, but now let's move on to me. So now we're about, I think, 50 minutes into the race actually, um, at least from my perspective, and there are 3 laps left to go, and I am chasing down Rage Racer for all I have because he is in a Furore GT. It's not that good around the corners, but it has an amazing top speed. So every time I would catch him, towards the end of the lap, it would be on the goddamn straightaway, and he would just drive off, like, you were catching me? What? You were catching me? Oh, sorry to hear that. I'm just gonna drive away now. Bye. Um, so that was really really annoying from my standpoint, just because it happened every single lap, and I was just so frustrated by that, and like just watching the footage back, it hurts. Like I yeah, I just can't even talk about that anymore. It just hurts so much. But yeah, so pretty much all that that happened with us is that really back and forth every single lap. Um so I guess I'll take this moment to discuss um I guess what happened for other people. So I can't really say what happened really because I don't have any footage from anyone to work off of besides from the few clips from Dawson, Cirrus, and ACDC, and Macy's video. I have nothing to work off of this round. I don't know what happened for Nema. I don't know what happened for Horse. I don't know what happened for Jed. I don't know what happened to anybody. So if there were any, really bad takeouts that needed to be addressed or anything, I don't know because I don't have any footage to look at. So again, like I said last round, it's a shame that I don't have the footage to make these videos better, but I'm working with what I got here, and that's all I can do really. I also have to apologize for this being again really really late. At this point we're going on to round 6 this weekend, so this is round 2, and we had a you know season break I guess after this race, so 4 weeks late, 4.5 weeks behind. Good job, Brady. Good job. You're 4 weeks behind. Um, but I've been busy a lot with stuff outside of 1 Hour Magic, and you guys will see that because I have a special surprise coming soon. Um, but yeah, so I guess it's now time that we get to the incident with me and Dawson. So that was a total nightmare on my part. just because there's nothing that could have been done about it. And yeah, that was just a huge clusterfuck, really, because, well, yeah. So I'm just gonna let the footage play for itself, and then I will comment my thoughts on it after the clip. So yeah, I was very pissed off after that. Just because I finally caught up to Rage, and then Dawson takes me out on the second to last lap with 5 minutes left to go, and Rage Racer, of all people, managed to still get ahead of me. Oh, I was so freaking pissed after that, you don't even know. Now, you saw that little battle with Rage Racer at the very end of the last lap. I was so pissed I almost went on Mike to tell him to wait, but he didn't have to, just because I was that pissed. Like, I didn't even know what I was gonna do. Like, especially with my history in the championship, this is now my best finishing position in both Season 1 and Season 2. It could have been 4th place, ended up being 5th. That's just disappointing on my end. So, Jed was the eventual winner of the race. That's why I said Cirrus would have ended up winning, because Jed was also in a Penumbra. And, a mile behind. Nema and Macy were behind, then Rage, myself, Dawson, Horst Complex, Shady Fruit, and I can't read that name. Krispy Kreme were the top 10. So I hope you guys did enjoy this very late recap video. They won't be as late. I'm going to be, more on the ball in future rounds. But if you enjoyed, I guess leave a like and subscribe for future rounds. And yeah, I won't be late next time, hopefully.